Hello, everybody, and welcome back to reviewing every single WrestleMania main event in history. Today, we're on episode 36, reviewing WrestleMania 36 Night 1, where we saw The Undertaker take on the phenomenal AJ Styles. This match is a boneyard match, and it is not an actual in-ring competition. It is in a boneyard graveyard, and is a very stylized match, as this is obviously the 2020 pandemic year. This match is a little bit harder to rate relative to the other matches, and for that reason, I don't think I'm going to allow it even to reach the top 5, even if it does make that mark on me, because it's just so different from all the other matches that we've seen that I can't accurately rate it similarly enough. But all I know going in is the winner, because it's an Undertaker match, and I don't know anything really about the match, so I'll be giving you my very raw reactions after I've seen everybody. Just got finished watching the match, and this match, whew, this is a weird match, man. Like, I get it. It was 2020. They did not know how to do this at the time. It was just trying to appease people. At the beginning of this show, Stephanie says it's their mission to entertain us in this dark time or whatever. And they tried and didn't do that well. This match is really weird and just made me concerned for both men in it. But there are a few pre-match notes. The match doesn't really have a starting point. I guess it's just when they start brawling. But Undertaker's entrance music plays first, and a hearse enters the graveyard. The casket is pulled out by some masked individuals, and AJ Styles actually ends up exiting. He's like, "Ha ha ha! Where are you, Undertaker?" And he taunts him a bit further, and you hear the rooming of Undertaker's motorcycle. Motorcycle drives up into the graveyard, and Undertaker gets off with a very bright light behind him for some reason, and the men begin to argue. Styles shows Taker the grave that the loser will be put in at the end of the match, and tries to hit Taker while he's distracted, but fails. Taker's making small talk, kind of like he's his dad beating his son, and mocking Styles further. He finds a metal pipe of sorts. I don't actually know what it is. It's a mysterious object that looks metal. He grabs it and tries to hit Styles, but AJ's next to the hearse, and AJ dodges, so Taker actually punches through the glass instead and starts bleeding. AJ starts to crawl on top of the hearse, but then Undertaker throws him into the windshield. AJ's like really beat up at this point, and you can hear him like in a lot of pain. Taker and Styles fight to the top of the hearse, and Taker beats up AJ specifically for talking about his wife when AJ was on top. Styles crawls off the car and Taker follows, but gets dirt thrown in his eyes. Styles then kicks him in the dick. He tries to throw Taker into the grave, but while he keeps hitting him, Taker just comes out with a solid right and socks him in the head. Taker throws Styles into the grave, but is not able to bury Styles as Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC, come in and start to attack. They start taunting Taker and open up the doors of this big barn that they're next to, and mysterious hooded figures exit this giant shed and surround Taker. He says, "All right, let's do this." Fights all of them off, but the OC end up attacking and get the better of him. Carl grabs a shovel and starts beating Taker with it. Bang, bang, bang. He is able to swing at Taker quite a few times, but Taker takes the shovel away himself and beats up both men. Styles comes up with some sort of shape. I don't actually know what it is. It's just a strange, mysterious object. It looks something like this. Like, Styles just runs in. He's got this thing. It seems like some sort of ceramic piece out of nowhere. And while Taker's trying to beat up Carl and Luke, he's just bam, 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 boom, and it breaks all over his back. No clue what it is, but it beats Taker up. So now Styles is in control, and Styles is punching Taker, but he hits him in some sort of manner and breaks his finger. So he just taunts Taker while Taker's getting up. So Styles tackles Taker through another shed, because there's like 8 sheds in this, and they are making the worst noises I think I've heard in a match ever at this point. Like, it is horrendous. Not the match itself is okay and really weird, but you can just hear them like, throughout this entire match, especially Taker, because Taker is very loud. You can hear him just, oh, please, and it's just so odd to hear, because normally you wouldn't hear that because the crowd would be making noises, but it's just bone-chilling to hear these things. Styles taunts Taker, and Taker crawls all the way to the grave and is kicked in by Styles. Styles gets up on the tractor to dump the sand in, but in the meme everybody knows, Taker just appears behind him, beats Styles up. I'll throw it up here somewhere. And after that, Taker's in control. AJ tries to run and climbs onto the roof with a ladder, but Undertaker gets up there and summons flames behind Styles. The OC appear and try and attack, but kills Carl Anderson. Just throws him off the roof into a mysterious void, and then tombstones Gallows up top and taunts AJ. AJ's like, no, please, don't hurt me, but is choke slammed off the roof into, guess what, another shed. He carries Styles, Taker does, all the way over to the grave while AJ's like, don't bury me. And Undertaker says, oh yeah, we're good, man. Gives him a big old hug, like, oh, let's go, we're good. And starts to walk away while Styles is still standing there dazed. Stops, turns around, big boot to the Phenomenal One. AJ's in the grave, Taker gets in the tractor, buries Styles. We see the dirt on the ground, and all we can see from AJ is just his hands just poking up from the ground, basically like this. Sorry, Styles slipped out of my hand and hit the pause button. But anyways, that's all we see. Taker gets on his motorbike, raises his arm up, flames appear on the barn next to the barn, and his logo appears in purple as Taker rides off and the show comes to a close. What on earth did I just watch? This thing is insane. It makes zero sense sometimes. Where are the OC coming from? They just appear out of thin air and disappear out of thin air. Taker teleports a few times during this match. Makes zero sense, but I guess I'll give it like a B-. At least they tried. It was relatively entertaining. The noises they made were horrid and absolutely disgusting to listen to. Like, it felt weird just seeing Taker crawling on the ground with Styles following him, like, come on, old man, come on, and Taker just, on the ground. It was so odd, but I guess, they gave it their all, and I give them props for that. Make sure you have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whatever. Make sure to watch any former or future episodes of this series. Leave your comments down below on what you think of the match. I could be completely wrong in your eyes, I could be completely right. No matter what, leave them down below. And goodbye.